part where you learn how to do a district grant, and it's very hands-on. And there's the last 3 items in your packet, okay, so there's 3 things. One that says district grants management, and it's the PowerPoint. Then you've got district grants overview. And then you actually have a district grant application that's been filled out. Let's just stick with this one right here, okay? All right, where is the district grant application online? It's online. Everybody always asks this question, where do I find it? It's not that hard, but if you save this packet, because you're gonna sit down sometime between now and June 1st, if you wanna apply for a district grant, you're gonna go, where was that again? Okay, just send the packet. Okay, so first you go to the District 5150 website. And right up there is something called member section. And you have these choices. And so you're going to go to the Rotary Foundation. And you're going to click on the Rotary Foundation, because remember this is funding from the Rotary Foundation, DDF. And you click on that, you're going to get this drop-down menu. And the drop-down menu is Rotary Foundation, and you're going to go down to Rotary Grants. Okay, you're going to click on Rotary Grants, and it's going to actually be a side over here that's going to open up right here. And you're going to have the choice of these options, and you're going to click on District Grant Overview 2019-2020. Okay, now eventually that's going to change 2020, 2021, but right now it still says 2019, 2020. Click on that. And you get step 1 through 5 that shows up, and that's what this packet is right here. Follow along in this packet. It's just easier to read, but I'll have it up on the screen, but it looks just like this when you open this up. So step 1 kind of goes through an overview, which we've already heard today, so we're going to skip right through that. And we're going to talk about step 2, and step 2 is just a reminder that before April 1st, you have to have done these 5 things. Okay, there's 5 steps that have to have occurred. One is that you, the club president-elect, have to attend either today or somebody or you already attended on the January 11th date. And one of the following club leaders from your club must also have attended the Grants Management Memorandum of Understanding training, preferably your president nominee, and it looked like a lot of you had president nominees here today, who will be your president-elect next year. But let's say you don't have one. Something's happened, you don't have one. Then you can either have your international chair, your community service chair, or your Rotary Foundation chair attend this training in your behalf. But no matter what, the club president-elect has to have attended. 3, the signatures of the president-elect and president nominee are required on the Rotary Foundation Memorandum of Understanding. The District 5150 Memorandum of Understanding Addendum have to have the club president-elect and either the president nominee or one of those chairs who attended, they had to attend the Grants Management MOU training, can sign in lieu of the president nominee, just the District 5150 MOU. I think we've already been through that, okay? But be sure by April 1st, these things have happened. These 3 things right here have happened.
Can we sign online, or do you have to sign online?
No, you can sign, there's a paper, it's here today. You have a copy of it here today in your packet, and that's what we would recommend.
Sign it now.
You've got both people here, sign today. Yes.
You guys just may want to update your form, because now you're allowing the service chairs to actually come and qualify for that, and the form doesn't say that, so we're just handwriting it in how you do.
That's okay. But you can, yes.
It just might need to be updated.
Yeah, you will know. Now the question is, who do you send this form to? Bill Gilmore, will you raise your hand? Bill Gilmore, back here, stand up. You can give it to him today. What page number is the form? I'm gonna ask David Hellman. What page?
18 and 21.
18 and 21. 18 and 21. So if you're the president-elect or the president nominee and you're both here today, sign it. Sign those 2 and give it to Bill Gilmore. If you don't have that today, you can scan it and email it to Bill. And his email address is right here.
Either pass my president-elect or my foundation chair.
Or your international services chair or your community service chair. Only for the District 5150 and the Rotary Foundation MOU must be both the president-elect and the president nominee. They're the only two that can sign it. Yes. So Ann's asked if you do not have a president-elect nominee, designate one for the signature of the Rotary Foundation MOU. Question came up, can you sign the same page? What does that mean? No, the president-elect, the president nominee. Hold on, folks. The question is, there's an MOU form, and both the president-elect and the president nominee must sign the same form. Yep. You're welcome. But don't forget, there's two more things you have to do. This is new this year, and this one is due by March 21st, and we've talked about it briefly, but don't forget. You have the president-elect, the president nominee, or one of the chairs, and your Rotary Foundation chair, so these three, must have taken and passed the Rotary Foundation Basics course in RI's, so Rotary International's, online learning center, which is on their website. Just follow it. If you just go to the RI website, search for Learning Center. That's the quickest way to do it. And then you go and you find Rotary Foundation's Basics course. They all have to sign in and take it. Folks, stay with me. We're almost there. Everybody has to take that no later than March 21st and pass the test. And there's a certificate that comes out that says, congratulations, you passed the test. Don't worry about notifying us about that or notifying Bill, because we get access to the RI's list of who's approved. So, okay, but you have to take it by March 21st, so make sure that those three people in your club do, okay? Then the other thing, this is new this year, is that the club president-elect must enter goals into the Rotary Club Central for the Rotary Foundation's annual fund. So what that, by no later than April 1st, what that means, let's say your club's got a goal of $200 per member, that you're gonna get $200 per member for the annual fund donated to the Rotary Foundation annual fund. That's your club's goal. You have to enter that online under Rotary Club Central by April 1st. And again, we can access that, so you don't have to tell us that, we can access that, but you need to do that. Okay? So you have to do all those things, this one by March 21st, but everything else by April 1st. Bill Gilmore will look at it all and he will say, okay, good. These guys have met the requirements so that they can actually use their DDF. Because you can't use your DDF if you don't meet these requirements. Okay? Yes, question here?
Just, could you repeat the term Rotary Club Central?
Yes.
It's just a little different to me. I mean, that's not the 5150 website I go to.
Correct.
So remind me what that is?
So
Us?
Rotary International has a sign-in area called Rotary Club Central. And you have to have your own password. At my Rotary, thank you, Jane. In fact, Jane might be, it's my Rotary. Okay, just go to Rotary International website and then go to My Rotary and click on that. And that takes you to Rotary Club Central. Bill?
I email the club presidents and the president-elect's status report every 2 weeks that tells your club what you've done and what you don't have done. And I will also email reminders before the deadlines of this is the deadline coming up, this is what you need to do. So we're here to help you meet all those requirements.
Great. So, and you're emailing that to the club president-elect and the current president. So both of those people are getting that information to let you know, oh gosh, we haven't done this yet. Or, oh good, we've got it all done. We're set. Thank you, Bill. Okay, now, let's assume you have completed those things and you are now ready to move on to step 3. In addition, one last reminder, before you are completely certified, you have to be current on your Rotary International District dues. You have to be in good standing with Rotary International in the district, and you have to be compliant with state and federal tax reporting requirements. We went over that a little bit earlier. Okay, step 3. Now you're ready. You can apply for a district grant. And step 3 just says before June 1st of this year, before June 1st, you need to file a district grant application if you're gonna file a district, if you use your DBF for a district grant. And you just go to that blue spot right there where it says District 5150 Grant Application, and you click on it. And when you click on it, the application comes up. Okay, so that's why I save this packet, so you can remember, okay, there it is. I just click on that. And the rest of these are just kind of some recommendations, don't forget. I am a very helpful person, so if you need any help as you're going through this, you're like, oh my gosh, there's you can call me, you can, a little bit, yeah, here we go. Call me, send me an email, whatever, because I'll be glad to help you. Okay? Well, and no question is too crazy, believe me, yes.
I'm sure you've answered this already, but where do we get an electronic copy of this so that we can click on these links?
Electronic copy? You go to the District 5150 website.
It's on the website.
It's on the website.
Okay, great.
Yeah. If you go back to these pieces right here, remember this?
I got you.
Okay, good, okay.
And secondly, again, just reiterate, for purposes of today and signing the MOU, this can be signed by the President-elect and one of the 3, either international chair,
Community
foundation
service.
chair, nominee, et cetera, right?
Or community service. Only the District 5150 MOU. The Rotary Foundation MOU can only be signed by the club president-elect and the club president nominee. And what we heard over here was if you don't have a club president-elect, don't have a club president nominee, designate somebody to just do that for the purpose of signing that TRF form, because you have to have that.
Okay.
Okay? Yes.
So you can sign.
And they've had to take the course. If they haven't taken the course, you can't designate them to serve as your club president. Tips, before you begin to fill out the application, you heard these tips already from a lot of people earlier today. Review the application form. Make a copy of the application form. You know, when you click on it over here, it comes up, just make a copy of it and then just fill it out by hand first so it's all set to go. The only problem with this, and we haven't been able to figure this out from the company that we use to do this for us, is you can't save it. Okay, you cannot save it. So just go ahead and print it out, fill it out by hand. It's short, then you have it right beside you. Okay?
I have a suggestion,
So,
a
yes.
technical suggestion.
Jeff,
If you hit print, you can hit print and save as a PDF,
yes.
and it will save it for you with all the information.
Oh, yes. I didn't thank you for that great tip. Okay.
Just don't print it off your printer, you
Just
just
don't.
drop down and select save as a PDF.
Right, but it'll be saved for your purposes, for their purposes.
You still have to fill out the form.
Oh, no, well, she's right, he's right. You'll still have to go back and refill it in again, because it won't get it saved on the website. You'll have it, but you'll have to redo it. Jeff Paul.
Actually, there is, so if you save it as a PDF and open it through your Google Drive as a doc, you could edit it, save, and share. So I just had to do a legal document like this.
Fabulous, thank you so much, yes. So back to tips before you begin. So be sure you've got the information that you need to fill out the application. If your club applied for DDF funds last year, just get a copy of last year's application. Somebody in your club has it. If you don't have somebody, you can email me and say, Cindy, will you send me a copy of last year's, our club's DDF form? Because oftentimes you repeat it. Some clubs often repeat it, and so you can just copy it. And you want to confirm this. Sometimes the club president and the club president-elect aren't filling out the form. You've got somebody else in your club filling out the form. That's fine, and they may then sign for you, but you've got to be sure that the club president and president-elect approve the project, okay? Okay, now, you've got a copy, here, it's very hard to see because it's little, so I'm gonna take you through it here. I just took Foster City, that's where I'm from, and I said, yay, and I said, we're gonna do dictionaries, because we've done dictionaries with our DDF before. And so, this is what the application looks like, and you just fill it out very simply. Club name. If you're a multi-club project, or for some reason you've got a couple clubs doing something together, put that in, but this club, it's just us doing our dictionary. What's the name of the project? Third grade dictionary project. So it's short and sweet, this is not complicated, it's very quick. Briefly describe the project and what the project will do. Distribute dictionaries to third grade students at these 3 elementary schools in Foster City. When is it going to start? We have it start in December, although we don't always know if it's going to be in December, but, and then when is it going to be completed? And I usually put in an extra month, so January 31st. You know, so that you've got plenty of time in there. This is a reminder that Rotarians have to be actively involved in the project. They are, and so how many Rotarians are involved? We have about 20 Rotarians that participate in putting labels in the front of the book and passing out the dictionaries to the third graders, so it's about 20. Describe the active participation. That's it, right there. They put the labels in, they pass out the dictionaries. How many non-Rotarians will benefit from this project? 400 third graders. So that's what that number is, 400. Easy. Who is the relevant community and how will the project improve their lives? Well, third grade students, their parents, and teachers. Yes, sorry.
I said that 20 people in your club participate,
20 Rotarians, yeah.
and how many in your club?
We have about 75.
So you don't have to put 75?
No. So however many actually participate. So we have 20 that show up, put the labels in, pass out the dictionaries. Okay, so yeah. So your club doesn't have to have everybody participate in your project. Okay, great question, because people might think that. Okay. What are the expected long-term community impacts? Students will be better writers, spellers, and readers. And you don't need a huge dissertation, just a very brief little statement about what are they going to benefit from. Is this a dictionary project? That's right on the application. In this case, yes. If so, how many dictionaries will be distributed? 400. Is this a RILA project? Because you can use your DDF for RILA scholarships. In this case, no, it's not. But if it was, you'd mark yes. And so in this case, there's no students being sponsored for RILA because it's a dictionary project. So leave it blank. Will the project address any of the 6 areas of focus? Yeah, basic education and literacy. It doesn't have to. A district grant does not require that you use areas of focus, so you can just check no. But probably it fits one of the areas of focus. How will the project meet the goals of that area of focus? Well, in this case, students will become better writers, spellers, and readers. How will the general public know that this is a Rotary-sponsored project? Provide examples. Articles in the local paper and the school district newsletters. Is a cooperating agency involved in the project? Yeah, the school district is. So you just put the school district's name down. They're the partner. Who's the primary contact for this project? Rich Mosini in our club is our dictionary guy. So there he is. He's the dictionary chair. There's his email address. Here's a fake phone number for him, since we're just using this as an example. And then who's the secondary contact? We usually put down our president-elect as a secondary contact. And that's really helpful to me because I like to keep the president-elects informed anyway. And so, but you may have somebody else, but often the president-elect is a good choice. She'll be club president next year. Her email address, her phone number. Then the budget. The budget, short and sweet. District grant funds that are the DDF that you're requesting, up to a certain amount of DDF. You can put in more here than you might end up actually needing, or that you might be receiving, because what David has given you on that spreadsheet is an estimate. You won't get the actual amount until about the middle of July, and that's because everybody keeps giving the annual fund, right, throughout the course of the remainder of this year, and that ends on June 30th. So you want your club to get all that credit, right, for all those additional funds that people have donated, And so David then gets all of that from RI, from TRF, Rotary Foundation. He then has to calculate that out. So you'll get your final number mid-July. So when you're doing June 1st, remember your deadline application is June 1st, you're using a pretty close estimate, but not 100%. So you might say, well, gosh, I don't know if we're gonna have 4,300, but we might. So I'm gonna put $4,300 in there, because we might. And because the way this is written like this, you can put it in up to that amount, whether you actually get it or not. If you don't put in, whatever you put in here is the most you can get. So it's better to put a little extra if you need it. Okay, we don't need any club funds. No matching funds are required for a district grant, but if you need some because you don't have enough here, you can put that there. Is anybody else gonna give you any money for your project? Sometimes they do, not in our case for the dictionaries. So the total project income is $4,300. Expenditures, okay? Well, expected expenditures provide specific costs. This is the one snag that I usually, if somebody forgets to do something right on their application, this is the part. You need to be specific. Just put down 400 dictionaries at $10.75 each, okay? If you're buying a refrigerator for a Center for Domestic Peace, put down refrigerator, $1,000. So be specific, okay? So, and then what are the total projected expenditures? $4,300. Now this box drops down, so I mean you can put a lot of things in this box if you have 5 or 6 items that you're purchasing. But anyway, the total is here, and then if your club does not receive the entire amount of DDF that you've requested because you don't get that much, can you fund the shortfall on your own? Yes or no? In this case, yes. But if no, can the project be downsized? Yes or no? So it's gotta be one or the other. You can make up the difference or you're gonna downsize the project. You just have to say that. Okay, and then all you do is get the required authorization. You need to have your club president next year, president-elect right now, sign off. And this can just be an electronic signature where you just use the mouse pad, and you just write on the signature. You can do it like that, or you can make a photocopy of a signature if you want to be that specific. It's easier to just write it in. Now, I will tell you, Mary Lou did not fill out this application, and so, but I would, if I had filled it out for her, I would get her okay. If Mary Lou is this okay? And the same with our president nominee, president-elect for next year, Curtis Chen. Same thing, I would say to Curtis, okay if I sign for you on your behalf? I then would send an email to myself in this case. You would send me an email saying, I got the permission of, or your club president could say, I give permission for so-and-so to sign off. Because I do need that, some authorization that's, we can't just, I wish we could, but we need to confirm that you have the authorization to sign for them. Yeah. And then, this is just in case one of these other people are signing off, want either the foundation chair, the community service chair, or the international service chair, because you don't have the president-elect nominee, or the president nominee, okay? They can sign on this by June 1st. In this case, we didn't need it. Now, you get down to the bottom of the application and it says confirm, and so you hit confirm. That's okay, you don't have to worry yet. Okay, so you hit confirm, and what happens is the application comes up and you'll see it and it's populated. It's like the form has now been populated and it's looking like, okay, great. So you read through it one more time. This is your chance. You read through, you say, does this look right? Did I get it all correct? And yeah, it's correct. I went through and looked at it. Yeah, I got it all. You see how it just fills out the form for you. So now, you're coming down to the end here, got it all ready to roll, and before you hit confirm, because you were on continue, before you hit confirm, because now this means it's ready to go, this is where you want to print a copy of this form, okay? You want to print a copy, because as soon as you hit confirm, it goes to me, and you're going to get a little email that has a number on it that says congratulations, but you're not going to see your printed form, you're not going to see your completed form, so just print it before you hit confirm, and that is in your packet as a reminder. Just print it so that you don't forget. But, okay, worst case scenario, you hit confirm, you forgot to make a copy. Send me an email, right, and I will send you a copy, okay? But it, saves you a step if you remember to print it before you hit confirm.
You can't, back online, you can't get a copy from,
No, you cannot.
150?
No, I am 5150, so you just have to get it for this purpose. Not, sorry, folks. But just email me, okay? Yeah. So now, this is what you get. Okay, when you hit confirm, this is what you get. See this number right here? That's your proof that you've submitted it, and it'll, the date, it shows up at the top of the, when it prints out what date, so that it's your proof that you submitted it by June 1st. Okay, step 4. You heard this before, I can't say it enough, because some years we've been a little delayed in getting our approval of our DDF back from the Rotary Foundation. Do not begin your project until you get an official written notification from me that says your project's approved, your district grant application's approved. Okay, and that means it's gone all the way up to the Rotary Foundation and back to us. And that, remember how David talked earlier about that he has to compile all of those and then he sends them off and gets them approved and that's what happens. So we have to wait. Usually it's no later than September 1st. It's often earlier than September 1st. But don't get excited about starting a project before September 1st because you gotta have a written approval first. And this is just a reminder that if it's over $2,000, if your grant, like that dictionary grant was $4,300, if it had been a $4,300 grant for something other than dictionaries or RILA, because I'm gonna talk about that for a second, you have to have a separate bank account. Now, if you are, one second, this might be your question. If you are doing a dictionary project and it gets approved, District 5150 keeps that portion of your DDF. It just saves you a step. So you do not have to then, now fast forward, it's December, you're ordering your dictionaries, and you should be getting a bill from the district back that says, we have got 400 dictionaries, but we don't owe anything because District 5150 already has our DDF. Okay, or maybe you couldn't fully fund it, so now you owe $1,000 and 3,300 of it the district has kept because you only have 3,300 DDF. So then you send a check in for 1,000. You still have to write a final report. That question comes up every once in a while. You still have to do a final report on how you spent your DDF by May 1st. But you don't have to write the check and do all that. Same with RILA. Now, if you do a RILA scholarship, District 5150 also keeps those funds. So let's say you got a district grant application for 3 RILA scholarships. Then the district will just take that DDF, once it's approved, and send it over to David Dye, who's in charge of RILA for our district. David will send you an email. The email says, got your DDF, thank you so much for 3 scholarships for RILA. Save the email when you get that because that's your receipt. And I'll remind that this new this year, so I'll remind all of you. I have copies of all of David's email that he sent to you, but we want to get everybody in this is new, so once you get in the habit, just send me a copy of the email. That's your receipt. Then you're going to fill out the final report. Yes?
It didn't answer my question. So my question is clarification on these separate bank accounts. So let's say you're a club and you've got four kind of, decent community projects and you have 3 international projects. Are you required to have just a committee bank account, or are you required to have a bank account for each one of those projects?
So if the international project is a district grant,
I'm just talking about district or global grants,
Global,
because it
so
came up with global
different
grants as well, that you
That's
have to
okay.
have separate.
okay, because the international is a different term than global, okay, and I'll come to that in a second, but okay. So let's do district grant. District grant, if it's over $2,000, you have to have a separate account
Per project.
per project.
Okay.
Right, per project, okay? It's not now, but let's say your club has a total of $6,000 in DDF, but all the projects are $2,000 or less, you don't have to have separate accounts for
Yeah, I
that.
understand that part, but
Now, for a global grant, that's gonna be 30,000 or more, and that's a huge thing, and yes, you have to have a separate account for that.
so let's say you had 2 of those types of projects going on, you'd have to have a bank account for each one of the
Every
projects.
single one has to, yeah, right. Rhonda?
after you finish the project, like our Guatemala project.
Yep.
And the bank account is zeroed out,
Right,
do we keep that account open for the next one, or do we have to close it out?
no, you close that out because that was just for that project. So you close that account out, I know it seems crazy, but that's what you gotta do. And then open a new one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a pain in the ass with banks, I'll tell
So
you.
did everybody hear that question?
It is.
The question was, if you had a separate account for one project, now you've finished the project, it's zeroed out, can you use that account for another project? And the answer is no, you have to set up a separate account. Okay, it's just a bookkeeping requirement, yes.
You said David's guy sent you an email for the RILA, did you get an email for the
No, you don't get an email, you get a receipt. You'll get a receipt from, you've now ordered your dictionaries, Frank, what's Frank's last name? Goodyear. Frank Goodyear is in charge of sending, he hasn't sent them out yet, so don't feel like, oh my gosh, I haven't gotten it. But Frank Goodyear will send out a receipt to each club that bought dictionaries saying, you still owe $1,000 or your DDF fully covered it. That receipt, no matter what you send them, meaning when you fill out your district bills. Okay, yes. How soon can you start filling out applications for district grants? In a couple of weeks. And the reason I say that is that we're waiting to have this new district grant application. We have to wait a couple more weeks till it gets on the website, because right now we have last year's. Got it. Soon, I'd say in a couple of weeks. As soon as it's March, just before June 1st. Okay. Excuse me. So the final reminder is by May 1st, this is 2021, because remember this is next year's district grant application, so by May 1st, 2021, you have to have your final report done. And it's on step 5, so you find it in the same place, we just go down to step 5, you click on district grant final report, report pops up, and you fill it out. And I'm not gonna take you through that today, it's very easy, it's even easier than the application. Yes?
We're doing a tag on to another project. We're doing the Morocco Aqueduct, and the San Carlos Club has done it at this point. Now we're going to do it. Are there any traps or concerns that we should think about in terms of the handoff? We have several global grant numbers.
That's a global grant question, so I'm gonna hold on that and turn it over to David as soon as I finish this. Okay, great, all right. So this is just really a good reminder that May 1st is looming for this year's district grant. And I'll just skip through that because it's right in your packet and you don't have to worry about that right now. But it's very clear. Yes, okay, David is a good reminder. If for some reason you don't spend your DDF for that district grant during that next year, for something happens, maybe you were buying that refrigerator for that Center for Domestic Peace and they weren't ready for it by May 1st. Then you can file an interim report for 1 year. It's an extension for 1 year, and it says, you know what, we couldn't use it for the refrigerator by May 1st, but we were able to spend it by July 1st. We were able to buy that refrigerator. That's okay. So that means that then you had to file an interim report, which is right here. And it's the very same form, it's just a separate box. You check interim report instead of final report. It's very same very same report form, and that gives you a year's extension. And you don't have to submit anything because you haven't bought anything yet, you haven't done anything, you just fill out the interim report, but it has to be done by May 1st. Okay? Okay, and everything then, if for some reason you had to go a second year because that refrigerator wasn't ready or whatever, then that would be due by May 1st, 2022. Doesn't that seem like a long time from now? But it won't be. No. Okay, so a reminder that when you do file your final report, you gotta send receipts of some sort, whether it's an email for RILA, a receipt from the dictionaries, a receipt from the purchase of the refrigerator, whatever it is, I just need you have to scan it and email it to me separately. And you need the signatures from both your 2021 president and president-elect. And a reminder that this year's coming up. If this report isn't filed on time, all this other good work that you've done, the MOUs, attending these workshops, filling out forms, are useless. So you've gotta be sure you get this in by May 1st if you had a district grant this year. And that's my contact information, so if you need anything, I'm very helpful. I'm gonna give this to Dave maybe to answer the question over here.